So let's talk about our teams. You know, as leaders, we have a vision. We have something we want to create. We have goals that we want to achieve. And we have to share that vision with our teams. You know, again, I like to call it a WinVision, right? If you share that WinVision with your team and they understand and get on the same page and they have a piece of it as well, it's amazing what you can accomplish. And I'm sure you've all had that experience. And when you're able to create that type of environment with a team, you're not only affecting individuals, but you're affecting the entire team. And if I were to ask the audience, how many great bosses have you had? My bet is you'd be able to count them on one hand. But if I asked you how many bad bosses, not so great bosses have you had, you'd probably need to include your toes, because that's been so much of our experience. It's rare that you find yourself working for a boss who brings out the best in you and helps you create their vision, their WinVision. And here's an idea for you, just as an example. Back when I was running teams, I had large teams and I had smaller teams. And if you're managing, 100 or 1,000 people, it's going to be difficult to do. But even if that were the case, you probably have a core team that you work with as well. And what I would do is I would meet with each of my employees individually for 1 hour every month. Now, you might be thinking, Anthony, I don't have that kind of time to spend. Well, stick with me for just a moment. When I would meet with these employees, we wouldn't have an agenda. We would just get together and talk. I would get to know them. They would get to know me. Now, when I first took over a team and I would introduce this, it'd be like, why is he doing this? How is he going to use this against me? Unfortunately, that's what we're kind of trained for. But after they had a few of these meetings, they would start to understand that this really is an opportunity just to get to know each other. My boss, me, actually has an interest in me. We would talk about their son's Little League game. We would talk about maybe where they've been in the past with their career, or maybe where they want to go in their career. And by the way, maybe some of those things they told me about what they wanted to do with their career had nothing to do with where they were, the company where we were at the moment. But that didn't matter. This was an opportunity to get to know them as an individual and them to know me. And what came of this was an understanding, a communication. We understood each other's language. And as much time as you might think, and I did, invest into these meetings, think about how much time I saved because we were all on the same page. We spoke the same language. I understood. Think about the impact of the employees' engagement and morale when Monday morning they walked in. I said, hey, how was Bobby's Little League? Did he win? Sets the tone. So having a WinVision, sharing a WinVision, communicating with your employees, getting to know them, creating a safe environment impacts each and every one of your employees, but it also impacts the entire team because that team talks when you're not around, right? And if they're all sharing the same experiences and having positive impacts with you, what do you think that does to your production? What do you think that does to your goal achievement? What do you think that does to the vision that you're trying to win? So what it all boils down to is opening up, connecting, and sharing your thoughts and, yes, your feelings. And I know that might be uncomfortable for many of you. But if you don't start and try and evolve with it, then you're never going to have the opportunity or the experience of what an impact that connection can have on you and everybody around you.